Shalom Yeladim. Let's continue learning about Parshat Pinchas. Well, Hashem came to Moshe and said, very, very soon we are going to be close to Eretz Yisrael, and the Jewish people are going to go into a new land. And we need to know where each one of them will settle before we get into the land. Why, Yeladim? Why was that important? You know what it's like? It's like on the first day of school, when everybody comes in the classroom and says, I want to sit here. No, I like to be in the front. No, I like to be in the back. Oh, I want to sit next to Shrilly, right? We can't have that when everybody comes into Eretz Yisrael, each shevet arguing which place they want to settle, who they want to settle and sit next to. That they couldn't have. Hashem said, no. This is not how it's going to work. You are going to divide the land into 12 pieces. And maybe the pieces are not going to be equal in size, but they are going to be equal in goodness. So if you find a part of the land that's really great, it may be a little smaller than a part of the land that's not so great. You're going to make that portion a little bigger. So Moshe Rabbeinu made a map of the land and divided the land into 12 areas. But how would he choose which shevet was going to go in which area? How would all the shvatim be happy with the area that they got? Well, Elazar the Kohen, remember? Elazar was the son of Aaron. And when Aaron passed away, Elazar was the Kohen. Elazar went in front of the Urim Betumim, all those special stones, and talked to Hashem. And he said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to draw lots. We're going to make a lottery. And how are we going to do it? In one box, we're going to put all the portions of land. And in the other box, we're going to put the name of the shevet. Each Nasi is going to come and put his hand in the box. Whichever portion of land, whichever part of land he chooses, that will be his shevet. Well, all the Nesi'im lined up in front of Elazar HaKohen, and they came forward. They were just about to put in their hands, and when they did, a miracle happened, a nace. They put in their hands to pick the two pieces of paper, but before they could read it, it read itself. And it would say, this portion of land for Shevet Asher. And then the Nasi would know, and all the rest of Klal Yisrael would know, that it wasn't his hand that chose that portion of land, but it came straight from Hashem with Ruach HaKodesh. Each of the Nesim came forward. Each one put in their hand. They didn't even have to read. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a voice came out and spoke and said, this portion for Shevet Reuven. This portion for Shevet Shimon. This portion for Shevet Zevulun. Until all the Shvatim got a portion in the land of Eretz Yisrael. Now, what was the Nasi's job after he got the portion? That was to divide the portion amongst the families in the shevet. So every family in every shevet had a portion of land in Eretz Yisrael. Why was that so important, Yeladim? Why was a portion in Eretz Yisrael such a special thing? Well, first of all, the land itself, just the ground, is more kadosh than any other part of the world, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu has chosen it as our land. That's one. And two, because there are many mitzvot that are written in the Torah that we could not do anywhere else. The mitzvah of Shemitah. Can we do that in Canada? No. The mitzvah of Yovel. Could we do that in Australia? No. The mitzvah of Bikurim. Could we do that in England? There are so many mitzvot that are written in the Torah that we can only do in Eretz Yisrael. Klal Yisrael was so excited to be able to have that present, to be able to have that gift. But there was one family that was sad. Who was sad when everybody was so very happy? It was the family of Tzalevchad. Tzalevchad was an Abba who had only daughters. He did not have any sons. And since he did not have any sons, the daughters were so afraid and sad. They were afraid that they would not have a portion of land to themselves in Eretz Yisrael. They came from the Shevet of Manasseh, but they knew that they did not have a brother, they did not have a father, and then what was going to be with them? Where would they be? So they decided to come to Moshe Rabbeinu and to ask this important question. They said, our father passed away. He only had daughters. Is the name of our father and our family going to be forgotten because we don't get a portion in Eretz Yisrael? Moshe Rabbeinu went to ask Hashem. This was a brand new question. And even Moshe Rabbeinu, who was big and smart and knew many answers, teaches us a lesson that even someone like Moshe needs to ask Hashem a question. And that teaches us that when even no matter how small or how big we are, if we want to know the emes, we need to ask the question. If we don't ask the question, we may never know the truth. We may never know what Hashem wants from us. Questions are great. And there's no question that is too simple or not important. Well, Moshe Rabbeinu went and he asked Hashem what to do. And Hashem told us a new halacha. He told us that if there was not a son in the family, that the daughters of Tzalevchad would get a portion of land in their shevet, in the shevet of Manasseh. And in order for their family never to be forgotten, they will marry men from the shevet of Manasseh, and their portion will always be there. We will always remember the family of Tzalevchad. It will never be forgotten. And we will never forget the story of the daughters of Tzalevchad. Because you know what we learned from them? How much they loved the land of Eretz Yisrael. How important it was for them to have a piece of that land. It shows us how Eretz Yisrael is so special and how we should daven that we all get to have a portion in Eretz Yisrael soon. And we will all be able to do the mitzvot there. Im Yirtzeh Hashem, very, very soon.